The diner buzzed with the soft clatter of plates and the hum of early morning conversation, but at the corner booth near the window, Jack sat quietly, nursing a cup of coffee that had long gone cold. His tie hung loose around his neck, his eyes heavy with the weight of 1,000 sleepless nights. Across from him, his 6-year-old daughter Lily doodled on a napkin with a purple crayon, humming to herself in that way only children could, unaware of the storms their parents weathered. A chilly draft slipped through the crack in the door every time it opened, but Jack barely noticed. His gaze kept drifting to the waitress, early 20s, brown hair pulled back in a messy bun, dark circles under her eyes. Emma moved from table to table like a ghost on repeat, efficient but distant. She didn't greet anyone by name, didn't ask how they were, didn't smile. She approached their table and set down the pancakes without looking up. "No, enjoy your meal," no warmth in her voice. Just a quiet nod before she moved on. Jack watched her go, something twisting in his chest. It wasn't judgment, it was recognition. The kind of pain you don't need words to understand. He had seen that look before. In the mirror. "She doesn't smile," Lily whispered, almost to herself, tracing a sun on her napkin. Jack blinked slowly, glancing back at the retreating figure. "She brings their pancakes without a word, eyes blank, smile nowhere in sight, and something about that stirs something deep in Jack." Jack paid the check, but didn't move right away. Lily was still finishing the last bites of her pancakes, syrup clinging to the corners of her mouth. Across the room, Emma leaned against the counter, refilling a pot of coffee with robotic precision. The same blank expression. The same heavy silence. As they stood to leave, Lily tugged on Jack's sleeve and whispered, "Daddy, why is the waitress sad?" Jack glanced toward Emma, then back at Lily. "That's not polite to ask, sweetie." "But she looks like she forgot how to smile," Lily said quietly, with the kind of innocent concern only a child could carry. Jack hesitated. Something about Emma's quiet presence had stuck with him since they walked in. Not annoyance, not indifference, just emptiness. And that kind of emptiness didn't come from nowhere. He took a deep breath, gently guided Lily toward the door, then turned back. Emma was passing by with the coffee pot. "Hey," he said, softly enough not to startle her. "I hope this isn't out of line, but, you never smile. Is everything okay?" Emma stopped in her tracks. Her hands tightened slightly around the handle. For a second, Jack thought she might ignore him. Then she looked up, really looked at him, and her voice came out barely above a whisper. "Smiling hurts more than not." The words weren't bitter. They weren't angry. They were just, true. And something in Jack cracked wide open. The morning rush had died down, and the diner was quiet now. Just the soft hum of a jukebox playing something slow and old. Jack had stepped outside to wait for Lily, who was using the restroom. The crisp air hit his lungs like a wake-up call, but his thoughts were far from the weather. He leaned against the wall, watching the town slowly wake up, when the door creaked behind him. Emma stepped out, lighting a cigarette with shaking fingers. She didn't notice him at first, but when she did, she didn't turn away. She just exhaled, the smoke curling like a sigh. "I didn't mean to be rude earlier," Jack said gently. Emma shook her head. "You weren't. Most people don't ask. Or they ask in that fake, 'How are you?' kind of way. You didn't." A long silence stretched between them. Then, quietly, she spoke. "He would have been 6 last month. My son." Jack didn't respond right away. He let the word settle. "Car accident," she continued. "Drunk driver ran a red light. I was supposed to pick him up from daycare that day, but I got called into a double shift. My sister went instead." She paused, blinking hard. "He was already gone when they got there." Jack swallowed. His chest felt tight. "My daughter's 6, he said. Her mom died giving birth. I've been smiling for two people ever since. Emma looked at him then, really looked, and for the first time, her expression softened. Grief had made them strangers. But in that moment, it made them something else, seen. The next morning, Jack and Lily returned to the diner, same booth by the window. The sky was a little brighter, and so was Lily, chatty and excited, holding something tightly in her hands. Jack ordered the usual, pancakes, orange juice, black coffee. Emma moved through the diner just like before, efficient, quiet, distant. But when she approached their table, Lily practically bounced in her seat. "I made something for you," she said, thrusting a folded piece of paper toward Emma. Caught off guard, Emma hesitated before taking it. She slowly unfolded the crayon drawing, a stick figure version of herself, standing next to a smiling sun. But the detail that stopped her cold was the pair of angel wings drawn behind her back, and a soft, wide smile on her face. "I didn't know what your smile looked like," Lily said shyly. "So I guessed. I think it would be pretty." Emma stared at the paper, her hands trembling. For a long second, no one said anything. Then her shoulders shook, and the first tear slipped down her cheek. She turned away quickly, but not fast enough. "I'm sorry," she whispered. No one's done something like that for me in a long time." Jack slid the check across the table, along with a folded napkin. Written in pen were just a few words, "Pain shared is pain halved. You reminded me I'm not alone. Come sit with us tomorrow." Emma looked up, eyes red, but something had changed. Something had softened. She nodded once. And for a brief second, something that looked like a smile flickered across her face. The next morning, the booth by the window wasn't empty for long. Jack and Lily arrived just after sunrise, bundled in jackets, Lily clutching her drawing again, this time with a few new colors added. But today, Emma was already there. Not in her apron, not with her notepad, just in a simple sweater, her hair down, a to-go cup of coffee in her hands. She stood as they approached, looking unsure, like someone walking into a memory they weren't sure they were ready for. Jack smiled and nodded toward the open seat. "Still warm," he said. "Lily insisted we save it for you." "Emma."